Hi everyone and welcome back. Today we're going to make these adorable little ornaments from Bangle Bracelets. Please don't forget to hit the subscribe button below to stay tuned to all the different things that I create. I use some Bangle Bracelets, chalk paint, some old necklaces, some garland, glue, and some popsicle sticks. And here's what I created with them. So let's get started. First I'm going to take the bangle bracelets that I found. I found about 20 of them in my old jewelry. And then I'm going to take a popsicle stick, and you want it so that you can glue it to both sides. So they're easily cut with a pair of scissors. So cut one of the rounded ends off and then measure across so that you have enough space on both sides to attach it to the wire. And just cut it off. If you cut it too long, you can recut it. It's always best to cut it longer than shorter. So I'm just going to take a pen and write on here. I'm writing the word blessed. And I actually used a gel pen, and I really liked the way it came out. It was very easy to write with. So I just took my time, and then I went back over each letter and made it as thick as I wanted to. So you don't even have to have really good handwriting. It's really easy to do. So again, just make it as thick as you want it. I think I was being a little too meticulous, but nonetheless, do whatever feels comfortable to you. We will use hot glue to attach it, but fabric tack would also work. Fabric tack glue is wonderful. I love that glue. Okay, so I wrote the word blessed. Now you want one side to go on top, one side to go on the bottom. So you just put it where it needs to go. Lift up one side, put a dab of glue, hold it down until it cools. And then dab a glue on the opposite side. Now this side you don't have to be as neat with because we are going to cover up where it connects. Okay, so I had this wreath that I got from the thrift store for $1. So I'm just going to pull one of the pieces of garland off. And then to make it smaller, you can use wire cutters, or this was so thin I was able to cut it with the pair of scissors. And then you want to trim it down because we're using a much smaller scale. So just trim off some of the needles. And then we're going to use a dab of glue and apply one at the top and one at the bottom. Now for the beads, I didn't have any round beads to use for the little balls of holly berries, so I just took some chalk paint. I had an old necklace, and I simply painted them with chalk paint, and I was okay with the rustic look of it not being completely covered, but you could use spray paint even to cover it. And then I just cut them off as I needed them. It was a great way to reuse some old jewelry that I had as well. So I just put a dab of glue, and then I'll put the sprig of the garland that I cut. Sure I will. You need to be sort of generous, but I was trying to be a little not generous. And then I'm just going to put another one across the bottom of it. And I'm sort of bending it just a little bit so it sort of follows the shape of the bracelet. And then I found using tweezers actually did help me apply the little berries. But if you're not as clumsy as me, you could probably just use your fingers. I think I'm looking for my tweezers at the moment. And they were sitting right on side of me the entire time. So just pick up apply a dab of glue, and then place it in the middle. And I'm really just trying to hide the connection of where the two meet up. And I'll end up putting 3 of these little balls on there. One more to go. And I actually haven't burnt myself today with the hot glue. So it helps if you just sort of wiggle your glue gun at the end so that it's less strings. Now I'm just using my tweezers to keep them in place. And then for the hanger, I just use a piece of twine that I cut and then wrap around it so it has something to hang on the tree by. I'd say a good 8 inches or so is more than enough. So just tie a knot on one end with the 2 strands and then slide it under and stick it through the opposite end. Now just pull, and there you go. Perfect little hanger. So here they are, all created. I hope you guys have fun and do try this. It was really simple to make. You can find me on Facebook at The Original Junk Gypsy, and you can see all my treasure finds and hunts. Thanks so much, and thanks for subscribing.